Good evening, Dallas Chamber of Commerce, and thank you for meeting with us. My name is Kayla, and I'm here with my colleagues. We're from Cigna, Cigna Health Insurance. And our mission here at Cigna is to serve and improve the health and well-being and sense of security, not only for our customers and clients, but for the Dallas community. And you might be asking, well, how do you guys do that? Every year, we come up with a sponsor an event every year. And this year, our social campaign for this year will be to focus on child visual impairment in the Dallas area. What we're going to do is host an event to raise money in order to obtain technology, such as what you see in front right here, as well as other things, and donate it to the schools that are in need in the Dallas Independent School District. I will be going over to Lisa here. She's going to be explaining further about the needs, and Karis later on will also explain the technology, and then we'll come back to me with the event details, and hope that all of you would love to attend with us.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Lisa, and there's several different levels of vision impairments. As you can see, level A, that's going to be normal vision, and then we're going to come down. We have slightly impaired, severely impaired, and this is considered actual blindness. Throughout our presentation, we are going to be referring to children or students with visual impairments, and basically the children that we're going to be speaking about fall into the C and D level over here. A couple of facts and figures about visual impairment. Currently, adults with visual impairments have very low education and employment levels. There's approximately 24% of adults with vision impairments do not have a high school degree or a GED, and only about 13% hold a bachelor's degree or higher. That compares to the national average, where we have about 34% of the U.S. population holds a bachelor's degree. So you can see there is a big disparity in the percentages. Employment-wise, 63% of visually impaired adults are unemployed. That's a staggering number. Our average unemployment rate in America goes between 6%, where we currently are, low range of 4%, high range we consider 10. 63% is completely off the charts. And of the adults that are visually impaired that are employed, they earn on average 33% less than a person with sight with the same position. So the question is, what are we going to do about this? How are we going to get these levels up so we have higher education levels as well as higher employment levels? Some of the things we're going to do is we want to provide technology for the students that have access and they can have a better opportunity for education, and also we'd like to keep them in the public school setting. According to the National Organization for Blindness, visually impaired students do much better when they are in a public school setting if it's possible. Some of the benefits they have is the public school offers higher academic standards. They also provide a lot more opportunities for for extracurricular activities. This leads to a lot more social opportunities. Therefore, the visually impaired students are interacting and learning with students that do not have vision impairment, and this is much more realistic for real-world experiences for these children. We identified Dallas Independent School District as a district that is in need of the technology for the students because, according to their financial records, their vision impairment program is very underfunded. There's about 110 visually impaired students in the district, and the district only receives about $13,000 of funding. So this breaks down to less than $120 per student per year of funding. We took a look at this program and we wanted to know, is this the only program underfunded, or are all the disability programs underfunded? We chose auditory impairment program because that was probably the closest fit to the visual impairment program. That program does have more students, about 405, but they also receive more than almost $290,000 in funding. So they actually receive about $513 per student. With the technology that these children need, $120 per student per year is just not going to cover the cost that they need to be successful in school.
My name's Karis, and we're proposing from Cigna to provide the technology needed for visually impaired students. Today, in classrooms, technology is used in nearly every aspect, as far as lectures, notes, online homework. So we're preparing to fill the gap and fill the need of that. So the money we're trying to raise is for a closed-circuit TV, Zoom tech software, large print keyboard, a monocular, and a magnifier. The closed-circuit TV is kind of similar to the overheads that we use in the classroom today. It's comprised of a camera and a screen, and it enlarges the text from textbooks or printed media. The Zoom text is a software downloaded onto the computer and enlarges the screen up to 36 times zoom. And it can be tailored to the visual impairment level of the student. And then the large print keyboard right here, as you can see, it's colored and sized for easy use, as well as a monocular and a magnifier. So all these devices will help students be put in the best position for success inside and outside the classroom. Here's a short video clip of Matt sharing his experience as a visually impaired student.
The rest of our class because of struggling with reading textbooks and exams. With access to technology such as Zoom text and CCTVs, students today will have a better opportunity at being successful with their education.
So in the middle there you can see the Zoom text. The icon is very large as well as the window size. And then on the right there is the CCTV showing the textbook, showing the text and images very large and clear. So you may be asking how much this technology is going to cost. From our research, it shows that we can purchase a monocular, a magnifier, and a stand for each visually impaired student in DISD for $12,000. And we can buy 22 CCTVs, Zoom tech software, and keyboards for $63,000. So our total goal is $75,000 to provide the necessary technology for the visually impaired students of DISD. And so we at Cigna are partnering with All Blind Children of Texas. They're a nonprofit organization, and they'll be working directly with DISD with the $75,000 that we raised. And they'll be taking that, searching for the schools, finding and identifying the schools in need, and then dispersing the technology from there.
Okay, now you may be asking, okay, $75,000, that's a lot. Well, we have an event that we plan on hosting next October. You might be asking why in October. October is actually Disability Awareness Month, so we want to make sure we are putting it in the month that will bring the most awareness to our event for this coming year. The event we're going to be hosting is Stand Up. It's a stand-up comedy show, and what we're going to do is call it Stand Up for the disability visually impaired children of DISD. We're going to be hosting it at the Granada Theater, and as well as having 3 comedians, we're also going to have 2 guest speakers. One's actually going to be from the All Blind Children of Texas, and they're going to actually speak with us about what their organization's about, the nonprofit, and how they're going to go about identifying the schools that actually need this in the Dallas Independent School District. On top of that, we'll also have a counselor from the Texas Rehabilitative Services by the name of Aurora Hernandez. She actually works with adults within the Dallas area of obtaining this technology. She's going to go more in depth with our audience and let them know what the technology is, as well as why is it so important for these children to have it at such an early age. In order to gauge how we're going to have these success measures, we're also going to be selling each of these tickets at the Granada Theater for $50 each. It can hold up to 800 people. We're going to be selling it not only to the Dallas Independent School District, but the DFW area in general. On top of that, we'll also be hosting a raffle within the Dallas-Fort Worth community of $100 tickets. So if we sold 350 tickets within all of Dallas-Fort Worth, we'll easily raise $35,000. Now, I say that that's a minimum of what we plan on selling. Now, you might be also asking, well, what are you going to win with the raffle? We're actually going to be, as you can see with all of the flyers we handed out to you this evening, that the first grand prize is a 2016 Ford Mustang. Second prize will also be a $1,000 cash giveaway. Now, with the tickets of selling 800 tickets, along with those raffle tickets, we will have a minimum revenue goal of $75,000. After the event, we'll also be look before and after. We'll be advertising through different social medias, including Instagram, Twitter, as well as Facebook. And we'll also be starting our new hashtag, Stand Up for DISD. Now you might be wondering, well, what does that mean? What we're going to be doing is not only advertising to the community about what the event is about, but we're also going to encourage all of our audience to take pictures at the event and hashtag it so we can go ahead and let all of our community understand what we're advertising. We'll also be doing at the event a post-event survey asking them if they enjoyed the comedy show and how much did they learn, did they feel what they learned was useful, and if they would actually attend another comedy event at the Granada Theater with us. Lastly, after the technology is purchased, we will be meeting with teachers as well as parents of these visually impaired children about a year after they have this technology to see how it's impacted them with their grades and success within the education system.
So I'm going to talk a little bit about our budget and staffing. The budget for our event is going to be about $24,000, and we're asking the Chamber of Commerce to invest $12,000 in our event. Our budget includes the cost of the rental for the venue at the Granada. It's going to include any administrative expenses, the food and beverage that we provide, as well as the cost for the servers, and our raffle ticket expense. As you notice on our budget, we don't have any expense for staffing expense, and that is because each year our employees at Cigna donate their time for our annual social campaign. So we will take a survey, we will have our members sign up, we will set up teams that will work on marketing the event. We will have teams that will be specifically set up that will work strictly on raffle and selling raffle tickets. Other teams that will work the day of the event, as well as teams that will work after the event on the feedback portion. So the chamber is probably asking, you at the chamber are probably asking, why should we invest in our event this year, and what will our event give back, or our campaign give back to the Dallas-Fort Worth region? Well, our event is in line directly with your mission at the Dallas Chamber when it comes to educating children in the area. By providing the technology necessary for these children with vision impairments, they will be able to achieve a higher education level. This higher education level will then lead to providing a stronger local workforce right here in Dallas. This stronger local workforce will then positively influence the economy of Dallas, and it will also set a strong foundation for future generations. With your $12,000 investment in our campaign, $75,000 is going to go directly back into the education of our children right here in Dallas. That's more than a 500% return on your investment that you're going to be putting in. Thank you for your consideration for our campaign, your time, and we look forward to working with you at the Chamber.
And now we'll be open for questions.
Wow, we got a lot of questions. Okay, well, I guess we'll start this way. Go ahead.
Where's the car coming from?
The car.
The car, we're having it donated. Bankston Ford Briscoe is going to be donating for us.
Any other questions?
Yes, what is the connection with the comedians and your event?
Well, we wanted to make it a fun event. That way, you know, if you're just telling people to spend $50 just so they can be lectured on what the technology is needed, we want to make it a fun event full of people that all of the Dallas-Fort Worth community would love to come see the comedians and as well learn other things about the education, what we are actually trying to host the event about.
So these comedians are free?
No, we actually had that within our budget.
I didn't put that on the lineup. We did budget expense for comedian fees.
Anybody else?
When you say visually impaired, are you counting like farsighted and nearsighted?
Farsighted and nearsighted, it's more along the lines of people about 20 over 200 is usually the line for legally blind. So those people, they're not necessarily blind. If they have glasses, they can actually see. It's just they need actual help, such as Matt that you saw up there. He's legally blind, but he's not fully blindness. He can actually see, he just needs help with that. So we're focusing on those children that were, if you remember the picture we were showing with the bunnies, that's C and D. That's without the glasses, that's what their visual impairment would be.
Okay, well without my contacts, I'm like C, so I'm...
Yeah, no, this is with, Matt actually can see C with the glasses. So that's kind of why they need something more expanded to them and zoomed in for them to be able to see a little easier.
No, I don't think you would qualify with the United States.
I'm like,
Visual
can you just buy me
impairment.
more content?
Right? Is there any other questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.